Hi everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna Stitches. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. I would really appreciate it. And welcome back to everybody who's returning. Thank you so much for coming back and watching my videos and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it as well. Today's video is just a weekly progress video. I will show you everything that I have worked on, finished, and started this week. I do have a fan on right next to me. It's a little desk fan. I don't know if you can hear it. If you can, I'm sorry, but I was getting very hot while I was filming, so I had to turn it on. So this week is another one of those weeks where I will say I didn't get much done, but then as I'm sitting here with it all in front of me, I actually got quite a bit done. So I have 4 finishes and 2 new starts. One of the new starts you might have already seen if you watched my Wednesday work video. I'm going to make a video every Wednesday, just a short little video of what I'm working on right then and there. Multiple channels do that. We got, Ella does what you're working on Wednesday. Cinnamon Stitches does a Wednesday video. There's quite a few channels that do like a midweek video. So I had decided I was going to do the same. So if you watch that, you will see one of the new makes already. And if you did watch it, I haven't gotten any more done on it. So you're going to see the same thing that you saw in that video. But I'm going to start off with my finished objects first. And the first one you did see once already, if you watched my past weekly progress video. And that is the Sea Breeze Infinity Scarf. I don't know offhand who the creator of this pattern is. It is a free pattern I found online, but I will make sure it's linked down below. This is what it looks like. So this is made out of Lion Brand Mandala in the colorway Sprite. This is probably my all-time favorite Mandala colorway. And I used the whole entire skein on this. And I don't know if I mentioned this the first time I showed it, but it did get twisted when I joined my ends together. So this pattern calls for chain 300 and then join. And I'm not good at that to begin with, and then chaining 300, I kind of knew it was going to be twisted, but I swear I checked that chain like 5 times before I joined it, and somehow it still got twisted. But I think it will be okay, because with the length of this, you more than likely would want to double it up anyways, so it's not really going to matter that it's twisted, because you can't really tell once you have it on. It was a very fun pattern to make. The only problem I had, and it's probably something I did wrong, I'm not really sure, but in the pattern it called for less yarn than a full mandala cake, and I used the same weight of yarn. In the pattern she uses a 3 weight. I don't think it was a mandala yarn, but it was definitely less yardage than a full mandala, and this cake had never been touched before. And it was a D hook, and I used a D hook. And I didn't have enough yarn to finish it. I was actually like 3 or 4 rows short. So I kind of fudged it. So this yellow row is my end row. So there should have been like 3 or 4 more rows after this orange row. And 2 of them were puff rows, I believe. And those take up a lot of yarn. So I don't know why, but I kind of just added in a single crochet row at the end to kind of match up with the single crochet row in the beginning, because I just didn't have enough yarn to make the full thing. I still love it completely the way it turned out. I will always love anything made with this colorway. I just think it's gorgeous, and I think it is a good width for an infinity scarf, even though I wasn't able to finish the whole pattern. As you saw, it wrapped around my neck. It's fine the size it is, so I don't mind at all that I couldn't finish it. I just found it kind of odd that the pattern called for less yarn than I had, and I still ran out of yarn. And even if my tension was off, I still feel like I wouldn't have been 3 to 4 rows short. So if you are interested in making this, again, I'll link it down below, but just kind of keep that in mind. If I would have known, I probably wouldn't have made it with this yarn, because it was a yarn I only had 1 skein of. But again, I love the way it turned out. I think it's perfect, so it doesn't really bother me that I didn't have enough yarn to finish it. The second one I will show you is just a small project I worked on the other night. It only took me about an hour to do. And this project was made for the Creator Spotlight that Erin from Crafting Kitty is doing every month. Every month she is showcasing a different creator, and anybody who wants to join in can make that creator's patterns and showcase them on her Facebook page, or I believe you can email her pictures too. And then she does update videos throughout the month to show anything she's received thus far. I think she just posted one sometime this week of like a mid-month update, and then at the end of the month she'll do any of the pictures that she's got throughout the entire month and showcase them on a video. And also there is a giveaway that she does for anybody who shows her the projects they've made. So I actually have showed 2 projects for this person so far, but one of them I made, I don't know, like a year ago or so, and that is okay. So if you're interested in this, she does say it doesn't matter when you made the pattern. If it's from that creator, go ahead and show it. And that is the case with this. This is one of the patterns I showed too. This is a hat I made last year. So I'm not gonna like talk about it right now because it's not a weekly make. But with the Creator Spotlight, she this month is spotlighting Creative Grandma. And that hat is a pattern that Creative Grandma has. And the one that I made this week for it was the crocheted cable headband, or it might be cable crocheted headband. It's one of the two, but it is a video tutorial that Glenda from Creative Grandma has, so I will link that down below. And this is how it turned out. So this is made using Yarn Bee Dazzling yarn. I don't know the colorway. It was just a partial skein. I had used this yarn to make a hat and cowl set for my son's teacher last Christmas. So I didn't have the ball band anymore, and I had just enough to make this headband. I honestly didn't even know if I'd have enough to make the full headband. I thought I would have to make it child size, but it fits me fine. It's just so pretty. I just want to keep twirling it because I love this yarn. I was going to say something though, and that made me forget. What was I going to say? Oh, I had just enough to make it the size to fit me. Not that I will probably wear it. I don't know what I will do with it. I might. Who knows? I literally have probably like this much left though. So it was perfect size for what I had left. And this pattern was a lot of fun. I was worried going into it doing the cabling part because it looks, to me, a little bit complicated. But honestly, it was super, super simple. And I'm glad I decided to do it because I think it came out beautifully. So there is that one. The next one I have was a really quick make that I made on Thursday night. So I know I've mentioned it before, but I live in Western New York, kind of smack dab in the middle between Buffalo and Rochester. It gets really cold here, and we had a drop in temperature a few days last week, but I know Thursday for a fact was one of them. It was like in the 40s, and for New York that's not that cold, but for mid-September New York it's kind of chilly. And I don't know why, but I was freezing and my feet were really cold, and I'm one of those people that if my feet are cold, the rest of me is cold, and I cannot warm up until my feet get warm. So I was sitting in bed, my feet were freezing, so I decided to crochet myself a little pair of booties. So I just grabbed a Karen chunky cake and made some booties. I did wear them all day Friday, so if they look kind of dirty, it's because I was walking around my house in them. They have cat hair all over them already. That is one of them, and I didn't color control or anything. I just went with it. I think that's the tail of my yarn right there. I didn't weave in any of the ends. As soon as I got it done, I put them on. So that's why they both look drastically different, because I just pulled from the center and kept going. I do kind of like though how this one ended with purple, and this one starts with purple. I like this one a lot better. I really like how this one turned out. I'm not really a fan of this gray or even this blue, but I'm just wearing them around the house to keep my feet warm, so I really don't care. This is a pattern. It's a free pattern you can find online. It is specifically for the Karen Chunky Cakes. I believe the pattern calls them slouchy socks, but I made them just like ankle length. They go right above my ankle, and I ended them. But in the pattern, you can make them as tall as you want. It tells you how to do it, but it also tells you how to make them like booty size. So I will link that down below too. I didn't follow the pattern to a T. I pretty much just followed it until I got to the point of stopping increasing here, and then kind of just went right from there until it was big enough for my foot, because if I followed the pattern, this would never fit me. And then I went back to it for the heel just to see. But I have made this pattern several times, so I knew how to do it without really looking at it. I just wanted to make sure when I was doing the heel and everything that I did it right. But super, super simple to make, and probably only took me an hour altogether to make them.
Can I get on my
Oh,
screen?
you scared me. Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. So, again, just a simple, quick make. My feet were freezing. I needed something to warm them up. And instead of getting up and grabbing a pair of socks, I just decided to make myself a pair of booties. So I told my work partner the next day that is one of the great things about crocheting, is that if you're cold, you can just, make yourself something to make you warm. And the last finished project I have is my bag that I showed once before. So this is the boho bag by Jennifer at Some Stitches. She does have a tutorial for it, so I will link it down below. But that is how mine turned out. I love it so much. I did line it, and I think I mentioned in one of my videos that it was almost done. I think I had all the squares done, but I was waiting to get needle and a thread to line it because I don't have a sewing machine. I didn't even have needle and a thread. I do want a sewing machine soon, hopefully for Christmas. Husband, if you watch, I would really like a sewing machine for Christmas. So I did hand sew it on, and it's not the best. It honestly is quite messy, but I did the best I could. It was my first time lining something, and I'm not mad at it at all. Like, it definitely could have done better. Now that I've done it once, I kind of know the mistakes I made. I don't know if you'd even really call them a mistake, but things that I would fix the next time I make another one. And I do plan on making multiple more of these. I really enjoyed making it. It was super fast. Like, if I would have consistently worked on it, I probably would have had it done in less than a day. And I love how it turned out. So this is made with Karen Painterly Cake. I don't know the colorway of this one. I had only bought one, and I ended up taking the yarn label off so that I could get to the green on the outside to make that square. So I don't know what the colorway was, but I really like it. Green is one of my favorite colors. I had plenty of yarn left when I was done with it to make another one, but unfortunately I kind of destroyed the cake when I was making this. It was a mess. It was so tangled. I doubt I could have gotten it untangled, so don't get mad at me, but I threw it away. But I did have plenty left to make another one, so I probably should have kept it to do that, but I did not. So there it is. I really love it. I have been carrying it around. I am not a bag person at all. I usually just pick up my wallet and my phone and my keys and go. I never really carry a purse or a bag, but I did carry it around yesterday. Funny thing about that is when I went into the store, I actually took my phone and my wallet and my keys out of the bag and left the bag in the car and went inside with my stuff separate. So don't know why I do that, but I have always been like that. If I have a purse or a bag, I tend to forget my stuff even more than if I carry it all separately. But I'm trying because I really like it and I really want to show it off. So the next thing I'll show is something you've probably already seen before if you watch my Wednesday Works video, and that is a shawl that I started. So the shawl that I started is from this little free pattern pamphlet you can get at Hobby Lobby. If you've ever been to Hobby Lobby, I'm sure you've seen it. They've had it up for, I think I determined, about 2 years now. The copyright on this is 2020. I think it's been in the store hanging up since 2020. But that is the shawl I started. There's a bigger picture of it. And I believe this is the name of it, the Shawl Good. I'm not sure if that's the name or if they just wanted to put that there. But if it's not the name, I don't think it has a name. But that is what it looks like. And so far, I have gotten this much done on it. So this was a very random start, and I kind of explained it in my Wednesday Works video. I had just finished working on a project, and I didn't really have anything near me to work on that was already started, and I had this yarn next to me to start working on this shawl. I pulled it out, God, probably a month or so ago, and planned on starting it, and I never did. So when I finished the project I was working on Wednesday, I wanted something else to work on, so I just randomly grabbed the yarn and started working on it. So I am using the yarn that it calls for. I thought I had the third color near me somewhere, but I guess not. I am using the yarn that it calls for in the pattern, with the exception of this blue. So the pattern calls for ivory, which is what I have here, and sun gold, which is what this color is, and then the orange color is burnt pumpkin, and oh, sorry, my phone is going dead. It popped up and it wouldn't let me see what I was recording anywhere. So that is burnt pumpkin, and then this blue color is sea blue, and 2 different Hobby Lobbies I went to do not have this colorway. I don't know if it's discontinued. Again, this pattern is 2 years old, so I don't know if they sell this anymore or it's just not sold at my Hobby Lobbies. But I have a blue that's very similar that I will use for it. So all of it is, I love this yarn. I tried to get as close to what the pattern called for as I could. So there's the start of that. I don't know how often I will work on this. It was a lot of fun the little bit I did, but I do have quite a few other patterns on the go right now, and it was just a random start, like I said. So I'll probably use it as a, I don't feel like working on anything I should be working on right now, so let me work on it type thing. Or if I get in another situation like I was in that day where I finished a project and didn't have any other project near me, but I wanted to work on something, so I just started it. So I'll probably leave it in here. This is my work desk at home, so I'll probably just leave it sitting here to work on it randomly. And then the last new start I have is something I actually started last night, and oh, I didn't realize my tripod was sitting on it. Sorry about that. Now you're crooked. Let me fix you. Okay, so this pattern, it's not the pattern at all. This yarn has drove me crazy for over a year now. I don't know what it is about it. I really like it, but this pattern that I started last night is the 4th pattern I have started with this yarn. And it's probably the 10th or 11th time that I've started making something with this yarn and have not been happy with anything. But so far what I started last night, I really, really like. I think it is the winner for this yarn. And this is going to be a blanket for my husband. So I know I've showed you guys the mosaic blanket that I'm working on for him as well. I have not touched that in a few weeks. I really got to get working on it. But this yarn specifically I purchased, or he might have purchased actually, for a blanket for himself, and I've restarted it so many times that I'm just going to work on both this one and his mosaic at the same time. But here's what I got so far. So there is what I've got since I started working on it last night. This yarn is an anniversary cake from last year. I don't know the colorway. Again, I've started a project with this specific yarn probably 10 to 11 times, so I don't have the ball band anymore. And I have a second cake of it, but it is buried under a mountain of yarn right now. So I'm not really sure what the colorway was, but here's what it looks like. You can't purchase it anymore because it was a anniversary cake from last year. I really like it. I kind of wish there was more white in it, and I'm honestly surprised to be saying that because like blacks and grays are my jam, and I don't really ever care for white, but I really like it in here. I wish there was more of it. But this is a pattern by Bag O' Day. I didn't really follow the pattern much. I was kind of just looking to see what stitch she was using. But I believe in the video she is using Kieran Chunky cakes, which are pretty much the same thing as an anniversary cake. You just get double, triple the yardage. And I personally call this stitch the lemon peel stitch. I believe that's the name of it. I could be completely wrong, but that's kind of what I always called it. So you make your chain, and then you do a single crochet, double crochet, skip one, single crochet, double crochet, skip one. And the single crochet and double crochet are in the same stitch. So realistically, there is a skip stitch in all of these. So the next row, you do a single and double into the single crochet from the previous row, which is how I'm doing it. I don't know if that's how the pattern is done, but that's how I do it, and I really like the result of the way I do it. Again, I was just kind of looking at her videos for inspiration. I didn't really follow the tutorial at all, but I worked on so many different patterns with this yarn, and nothing felt right, that I just needed some inspiration. So I went through all of her videos for yarn similar to this, and probably started like 6 or 7 of them, and this is the one that kind of stuck. And I actually have a little bit of the previous one I had started still attached, because I've just been taking this, which is the previous blanket I had started, and pulling it apart as I'm working on the new one. This is what I previously started. I love this. I think it's awesome looking. And I had quite a bit of it done, because all this so far has came from this one. So I had that much done of it, and I liked it. So like the row above this would have had drop downs in here, and it was looking really, really cool. I don't know what I didn't like about it. I think there's something about this yarn I don't like doing drop downs with, because the other pattern I had started was very similar, where it was a 4 stitch repeat, and it was 2 double crochets, 2 drop downs, 2 double crochets, 2 drop downs, and so on and so forth, and I didn't like that either. So I don't know if it's because of that or what, but I just was not feeling it. As beautiful as it is, I did not want to work on it, and it felt like a chore to work on it. So that's why I restarted it. I tried it with those two, so this one and the other one I was just talking about. I tried a corner to corner with it and wasn't feeling that. And I actually have an anniversary cake from the first year they released them that I have a corner to corner started with, so I didn't really want to make another corner to corner. So I started this one, and again, I really like it. I think this is going to be the winner, and I really just don't want to take it apart again, so it better be. So, and my husband liked it, so that's good, because it will be his. So that is everything I have to show you guys. I am going to film another video right after this one of the haul of the yarn I got at Michael's yesterday. That's what actually inspired me to work on this again. I did purchase some of the anniversary cakes that came out this year, which you'll see in that haul video, and I have realized when I was purchasing them that I have purchased anniversary cakes for the 3 years that they've been out so far, and I still have not made any projects with them. So that's what made me get this out and start working on it again. and I'm really enjoying working on it. I'm using an end hook, I don't know if you can see that end, to work on it, and it's working up beautifully. So I will show the yarn I purchased at Michael's in the next video, but thank you all for watching. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Do all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.